Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, this is Annette Dion with the Psychic News Network on Saturday, August 14th. I got that right, yes, because yesterday was Friday the 13th. I hope you're doing well. It is a scorcher here in New England. It's really, really hot. Best to stay indoors till this evening when maybe it'll cool off. So I hope things are going well for you on that front. I was thinking earlier today about the chaotic energy that I was picking up on. I really felt something was up earlier today. Had a lot of kind of anxiety, and I knew it wasn't personal. I know I was picking up on the collective. Come to find out, and I am not surprised, there was an earthquake in Haiti. Pretty big earthquake. They just had an earthquake back in 2010, maybe it was. Horrific earthquake. Do we all remember that? And then their president got assassinated, so it's just total instability. It's just, there's so much going on. And then, you think about Haiti, and then you think about what's going on in Afghanistan, you think about COVID, and you think about all this stuff. Give yourself a break from it when you can. So I asked the guides today about what the heck is going on, because speaking energy talk, I know there's a big change happening. The way I used to describe this sort of thing to people is that if you had a flat surface, and on this flat surface there was sand, there's just sand on this flat surface, and like this table, and you started to shake the table like some kind of machinery shakes the table, the sand would eventually fall off. This is the best way I can describe what's going on energetically. So the sand represents all the things that can't stay anymore. For whatever reason, all the things that can't stay. Because the vibration is lifting. We're going to a new vibrational frequency. I don't usually speak to you in these terms, but I just want to explain what I'm picking up. This earth right now, our planet is going through a collective dark night of the soul. Our dark night of the soul means great hardship, which ultimately leads to complete transformation. The butterfly above my head and on my arm is illustrating that. And actually, come to think of it, speaking of butterflies, I have seen a lot of single butterflies in my path, walking, sometimes circling, dancing in front of me and going around me. So it's an interesting harbinger of change. So I asked the guides, and I pulled out cards that I haven't used in a very long time, the Voyager deck, which looks like this. I'm telling you, the cards that I use make me feel ancient because they've been around for such a long time. This is a Voyager tarot deck. And then I also went to the angel cards. And let me tell you what I got. The first card I got, the angel card, this is from, I like to give credit where credit's due. This is from Doreen Virtue's Healing with the Angel deck. So I pulled Serenity. And I went, that's interesting, because I was asking about the chaos, and I got the Angel of Serenity card. So let me explain. I think I had just gotten finished meditating when I pulled this, and the Serenity card is saying, the guides are saying to us, we have to recognize how important our serenity is, our individual serenity. It's kind of like your ability to hold it together in the storm, because when there's like something drastic that's happening, the person that's most powerful in that kind of a situation is the one that can keep their head straight. So on that note, what I decided was I'm going to do another YouTube video. Maybe I'll do it today, I'm not sure yet, depends on what unfolds. Some plans up in the air right now. But I am going to do a YouTube video that'll probably be about 10 minutes, maybe even less, to pass it on in terms of, okay, how to calm down. That's what I'm going to entitle my video. I'm going to post it today or tomorrow. How to calm down, or how to stay calm. Because I got this card, and the angels very clearly were saying, we have to find our serenity. We're going to be in the midst. It's like, I know there's a lot of talk about hurricanes right now. It's definitely, we're in the midst of hurricane season. It's like being an eye of the hurricane, being that calm in the middle of the storm. It's really important right now. And I just am very cognizant of that. A lot of people don't really get what it is to meditate and have to just be taught. I was taught by Sadhguru in 1998 how to meditate. Highly recommend it. You can go to isha.org, ishafoundation.org. But there are many different times, kinds of meditation, and it's a matter of taking the time and doing it daily so that you can get your body in a habit of feeling calm. And when you get yourself in the habit of feeling calm, then when the stress comes, and there's so much of it nowadays, personal and collective, you will know where to go. You will understand, oh, this is my calm place. Like, this is my safe place. This is my calm place. So on that note too, just regarding what's going on in the planet, this is the Tower card in the Voyager deck. The Tower card is indicative of, it's all the upheaval. You see, I think there's fire in this card. It's a very fiery looking card. And the buildings, buildings sort of collapsing. We're sort of going through, well, we saw that in Florida, right? But anyway, it's all the structures crumbling. That's literal and figurative. So the Tower card is what's going on. That's the shaking, literal shaking today in Haiti. Pray for those poor people. The Two of Cups, this is the equilibrium card. This means keep your balance. It's a picture that looks like a duck that's upside down on the water. Keeping your balance, like being like a rudder of a boat. Keeping the way straight. Keeping the direction, keeping yourself going in the right direction. And ecstasy, the Ace of Cups here, this is an interesting looking card for the Ace of Cups, means ultimately it's going to lead to a better place for all of us. But we have got to get through this storm. We really have got to get through it. And we have to figure out how to keep calm in the storm. That's what the collective is going through right now. And I felt like that was really important information to tune into today. So I hope that helps. And I will do look, if you subscribe to my channel, when that video is done, how to calm down, when I finish it, you'll get notification when it's posted. Okay, so let's look. I didn't write a list of questions today, but there are certainly things to talk about. I'm just going to go with what the guides say. We'll take out the Cosmic Tarot. And I kind of want to look at Afghanistan. The Taliban is taking over really quickly. I don't know. If you ask a psychic, that's no surprise. I mean, as soon as Joe Biden, I'm pulling the devil card too. As soon as Joe Biden said we're going to get the troops out of Afghanistan by August 31st, I just went gulp. I actually could not believe he said it, and I went into that at length the other day in my last video. I really couldn't believe that he said it. Not that we shouldn't get out of Afghanistan, but you shouldn't pull out of a 20-year war without a plan. I don't know if this would prevent him. I don't know if this Afghanistan, sudden withdrawal of troops would be something that would make him not a good candidate for re-election and to 2024. I don't know if it would go that far, but this will be the chink in his armor, in Joe Biden's armor. This was, in my humble opinion, this was his biggest misstep. And I think it will be, he's going to have to make up for this. I think this will be considered his biggest misstep. It's as bad as Vietnam. I don't want to get too into it. I don't want to make people upset. This channel isn't for entertainment purposes only. It's very bad. I mean, I just read today that the women are going to have to start wearing burqas again. Can you imagine? We need to pray for those women. And I told you guys the other day to donate to Civic. Civic. I'll see if I can put the link up. Because when you Google Civic, it comes up with Honda Civics, but Coalition for Innocent Victims in Conflict to help those people. Also, the little girls, the Taliban is saying, we'll have them get an education, and it's an absolute lie. They're not going to educate the little girls. It's heartbreaking. I'm going to give you some good news in a little while, I promise. Let's just get through the tough stuff first. So my question to the cards is, I want to know if the Taliban is actually going to succeed in taking over Kabul. Major city. And the guides are saying, oh, it's interesting. The guides are saying they will get really 3/4 of the way there into taking over Kabul. I see intervention. I'm not sure if it's U.S. It feels like foreign intervention from a different country. That's kind of interesting. The Three of Swords, it's bad. Those people are truly suffering. The Judgment card, Karma. I keep on getting this card. I've been getting this card. I got this card before about Afghanistan and the U.S. The Three of Swords this is devastating on so many levels. The Judgment card is the Karma card. And then the Temperance card. I feel like that there will be some foreign aid coming in, but it's not just the U.S. The U.S. troops are going in, but they're going in mainly to help the interpreters to escape, and also to help, people that were in the U.S. embassies there escape. But I actually see another country coming in. I don't know if it's Germany. Germany keeps coming up lately. Okay, let's ask who it is. The guide said the UK also. That's interesting. Not to go to war, but just to have a stronghold on Kabul. I mean, like I said, it looks like the Taliban's going to get 3/4 of the way in to completely overtake that major city in Afghanistan. But I don't think they'll quite get there. They'll get very close. And I'm feeling like I'm talking about in the next 3 weeks. So let's see who the other government is. Okay, it's somebody who has a vested interest. It's a country who has a vested interest in Afghanistan. I'm not sure what that would be, but the Eight of Pentacles says it is monetary. It makes sense because, we can't lose Afghanistan on the world stage. So this is a country that's going to help to fight the Taliban, or to at least make it safer in Kabul, that has the resources to do so. But what's so strange is I don't feel like it's the U.S. So that's the Eight of Pentacles. They will have the resources to at least keep that city from being overtaken by the Taliban. The Three of Wands is things are going to even out a little bit over the next 3 weeks. I see accelerated fighting and takeovers, but things will settle in terms of, other countries deciding what to do in Afghanistan. And then this Hangman is, we need to pray. Because this is like, give it up to God, pray, give to Civic, make a difference, do what you can. Pray for our troops. Such serious stuff. But anyway, I know we're all thinking about it, so, I'm just giving you the guidance. Let's look at what's going on in Haiti. I don't feel like that's going to be the only earthquake. I see Haiti getting hit again. Might be aftershocks, but I don't think this is the first and only earthquake that they're going to have for a while. So let's take a look at that. Remember, we're going through a dark night of the soul. The whole entire world is going through a big dark night of the soul. Things have to change, and this is part of it. What did the guide say to me earlier? Because I was thinking about, different times in history where, like World War I, World War II, where things just completely transformed. The guide said it's always a hard time. When we're going through huge transitions, humanity is going through huge transmissions. Maybe that was a Freudian slip. When we go through huge transmissions, I meant to say transitions. That's interesting. We It's always hard. That's what the guide said to me. It's always hard times when we go through these big transitions or transmissions. Okay, so in Haiti, this actually is going to bring more attention to Haiti and more aid. This is interesting to me because it looks like a time that we are gradually becoming one world. I mean, gradually. I mean, you look at our country and it's like, oh, this is a far stretch, right? But we are gradually going to become one world. Like in 20 years from now, if we're all still here, I feel the world definitely more on the same page. So with Haiti, it looks like this earthquake is going to bring more help to Haiti, which they really need, especially after their president was assassinated. The Queen of Cups is indicative of this is like a female who brings aid and help. This is about aid and help to Haiti. So the female, it just represents feminine energy, like the nurturing, caring energy, caring for the people in Haiti. I know how horrible that was back in, I think it was 2010, when they had an earthquake before. The Ace of Wands indicates better communication with Haiti. People are going to rise up and help that country. I mean, can't be 100%, right? But I do see help. And it's not like, you know, the guys are just saying, it's not like when 45 went to Puerto Rico and threw paper towels at them. It's not that kind of a help. You know, it is an earthquake, but it's not like just for show kind of help. It's real help. Help for Haiti. Maybe that'll be the name of a charity. Wouldn't that be funny? It happens a lot. I turn on the news and I was like, I just said that. Anyway, so speaking of, I just mentioned 45. Let's see what's going on with him as I think about that situation with the past illegitimate administration. If you were into it, you hate my channel, but it's okay. The last administration, when I'm looking at 45 and what's going on with him, I just feel like we're on the edge of something big happening, like he's indicted. It's really close. And Mike Lindell's thing fell apart, really. Oh my God, you look at him and him and Giuliani and you're like, dudes, have you no pride? Seriously, don't you have any pride? Do you really want to look this foolish? To be, you know, spouting lies and lies and lies and lies and lies that can easily be proven to be lies. So let's look at 45. I'm feeling something big coming down really soon on 45's head in terms of prosecution. It's getting bad. It's really bad that it's taken this long for a so-called president that attacked his own country, that incited an insurrection, a coup, an attempted coup. It was a coup, but it was an attempted one. It's remarkable that he's still walking a free man. Remarkable. Very concerning. So let's see what's gonna happen with him over the next 3 days. I guess I've been coming back every other day, so. I wouldn't want to be him. This is 45. This is what's going down for him. This is really bad stuff. This is the Three of Swords I mentioned the other day. I kind of went on about it, how Ivanka's going to turn on him because she's got some hidden rage that's been there for a long time. The Empress, Letitia James. This feels like that. This feels like the tax evasion stuff, which is really the black and white, right in your face, undeniable. As much as you can say you can't see what's right in front of your eyes, you know, like 45 always loves to do. That's not so, and projecting and all that stuff. As much as he can do that, this is black and white. What New York has on 45 is indisputable. And the guys just said Weisselberg told everything. And then they told me grandchildren. Weisselberg told all. Because Weisselberg doesn't want to be in jail. He doesn't want to rot in jail. And there's something about his grandchildren. He must have grandchildren. Because he doesn't want... When it all comes down to it, Weisselberg told all because he doesn't want to be away from his kids and grandchildren. Interesting. It's all so interesting. I know I keep saying that, but it really is interesting. The Empress, this is, yeah, because in this card there's a little world here. I keep seeing the dark money that has connections to a foreign country. Don't need to mention any names, but you can probably figure it out. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a week and a half. The guides are saying in a week and a half, within a week and a half's time, we're going to hear that he's going to have to stand trial. 45 is going to have to face the crimes. So a week and a half. What's today, the 14th? So we're looking at like around the 25th, August 25th, right after the full moon. Yeah, that makes total sense. That makes total sense. The illumination of the full moon. What was the last full moon in Aquarius? So it must be Capricorn. I don't know. I'm losing track. I can check my calendar, but I don't want to get up. Moon in Virgo. Full moon in Virgo, right? Don't quote me on that. I have to really look. Okay, so it's getting warm in here. It's getting warmer. What next? Greg, not. Is that Greg? Abbot. Governor Abbot. I want to look at Governor Abbot for a moment. And I get the word that's coming is not brazen, but kind of like there's a word for when somebody's really determined even though they're wrong. I don't know. I gotta think of a word for that. So Abbot, really determined to do the wrong thing. So I'll just say brazen. He's brazen and he's not budging. Abbot is not budging. He's not budging. You know, it's almost like knowing you're wrong but just needing to hang on to what you said to begin with and just stubbornly refusing to do the right thing. It's almost like a compulsion. Abbot has like this compulsion to like, I have to do the wrong thing. It's very strange. And what a fool is he. This is Abbot. Texas. Governor Abbot. This has to do with the voting rights. This is a double-edged sword. Here's the double-edged sword. Here's the double-edged sword. I swear to you, I don't pick these cards ahead of time. I don't. It's all here. Abbot is being an absolute fool. Sticking to what he said, even though it was wrong. He was sticking to what he said he was going to do, like to arrest the Democrats and not let people wear masks and be safe. He's being an absolute fool, but he's so stuck on staying a jerk. That was my polite way of saying he's a jerk. The Ace of Swords, those Democrats are going to win. Because I got the Star card too. The Star card, I mentioned Revealing Light before, because I know she considers this the card for America, and other psychics do too. I do check in with the other psychics just to see if our stories are lining up after I do my readings. Yeah, America's going to win this one. And you know, if you really think about it, it's a double-edged sword, because between him and DeSantis, working for dark money, it's very clear. The guys are saying that very clearly. They're working for dark money. That's the motivation. And that's why they get on this really stubborn track of, I don't care what you say, I'm not changing my mind. Oh, I don't care what you say, I'm not changing my mind. That's DeSantis and Abbott. That's how they're behaving. And the guides are telling me it's because if they don't do that, the truth will be told. The truth about them and what they've been involved in illicitly will be told. That's why they're sticking to their negative, gosh, that word's not even strong enough. Their heinous, horrifying, so-called leadership. Because Florida's numbers are going way up, and then Florida's about to get hit by a couple of hurricanes. That's both a psychic impression and it's in the news now. And I've been telling people, you know, if you're going to go to Florida, plan to be kind of in lockdown. I mean, if you want to move there, I know a lot of people like to move to Florida. If you are planning to move to Florida, plan to be in lockdown for all of the next couple of years. I mean, not total lockdown, but you know what I mean. Have your groceries delivered type thing, and don't be on the coast. If you're moving to Florida for some reason, don't be on the coast, and don't think that you're going to be safe from COVID, because you're not, because there's another variant coming. I know. Do we all remember the time that we just thought, oh, we'll just go back to normal? I remember that when in March 2020, when we thought, oh, we'll just take a couple weeks off and then we'll go back to business. Unbelievable. That's what we were all. That's the way we were all acting then. So let's look at Abbot. This reading will go for as long as I can stand the heat before I turn my AC back on. Oh my goodness. Couldn't help it. Abbot. He's done. Abbott, the governor of Texas, is done. I see a resignation. And the other day, didn't I say that Merrick Garland was going to put his thumb on, he was going to squash Abbott? I think Merrick Garland is working on this Texas Democrat thing. I really do. And yeah, this is the end for Abbott. I'm excited to see that, actually, because there's going to be so much suffering in Texas. This also goes for DeSantis. I think this is both. They're done. DeSantis and Abbott are done, and it's a direct result of two things. Well, with Abbott, the voter suppression, threatening to arrest the Texas Democrats, I'm getting that's totally illegal. Not that law matters anymore, does it? I watch Glenn Kirshner, he's like, justice matters, and you're like, you think? Really? Are you sure? But yes, this is telling me yes, justice does matter. Abbott is done. Abbott might even get COVID from what I'm seeing, but he's vaccinated. The Nine of Pentacles, this is coming up to indicate that it's the good of the people that will win. The people that are standing up for the schools, that are doing the mask mandates and all that on the COVID side, and also on the other topic, the voter rights. It's the people stepping up. You know, I got to tell you, on a personal level and a collective level, I am seeing the power of individuals standing up and saying, you know what? No freaking way. We're not going to put up with this anymore. And you think you can, like, send our babies to school without masks? You think that you can tell me to do that? No, not happening. You think you can take our voting rights away? I don't think so. That's what this card is pointing to. It's the end of that. It's the end of that. And it's all the suffering. I wrote a letter one time about an environmental issue, and it was entitled, Does It Really Take a Disaster? And the answer to that question is yes. It really does take a disaster before people wake up. So our democracy is a disaster right now. Let's just do what we can. Let's pray and intend that it doesn't get any worse. Let's take action. And COVID. Talk about disaster. Okay, Annette, how about some happy news? Well, that was happy news. They're done. They are done. They are done. This is a time that, it's like awakening the giant. Anthony Robbins had a book by that title. Great book. Awakening the Giant. This is the awakening of the giant, and the giant represents the people. Just talking about America right now, the people of America, they're waking the sleeping giant, and there are giant numbers of us, and they're going to be sorry. They're really going to be sorry, and I hate to tell everyone that the babies are going to be the thing that's going to push them out of office, but that is what's going to do it. These poor helpless children. I can't even think about it too much. I get like in a boiling rage. I get so angry. The children, they're kids. They're fully dependent on the adults doing the right thing. They don't know they're children. Stay cool. Stay cool. Stay cool. This is a card that I'm flipping as a fan. What else do we have to talk about? I just want to point out that I know that it's like I've been ignoring the elephant in the room, not talking about Cuomo and what happened with all that stuff, and here's why. When I think about Cuomo and what he did and all that stuff, it was wrong. He deserved to be impeached, or whatever. All that having been said. The reason I don't even want to talk about Cuomo is because 45 is a rapist and a misogynist. And what a double standard. That he's just going, he's all free, and Matt Gaetz too. And I get so angry at that situation that I can't even. Cuomo, he ruined it for himself. He knew what he was doing. You don't just reach in a woman's blouse, you know what I mean? So we're not going to read on Cuomo. Well, that already kind of happened. I'm glad that it happened quickly in terms of like he just resigned and didn't drag us through all this, because we have enough to get dragged through. So I got to give him credit for resigning. So that's all I have to say about that. I think about 45 and Gates and all, like Jim Jordan and all those slimy, icky, and Cuomo was wrong, and that situation pales in comparison. That's all I'm saying. Of course it's wrong. I'm a woman. Of course it's wrong. Especially if you're a woman. You're like, dude. Off with his head. Let's do one more thing before we close for today and I go like jump in the ocean or something. I hope you're having a good Saturday. I know it's a hard time for so many people. Infrastructure is passing. High-speed rail was what I was trying to think of the other day. I see high-speed rail is a really important part of that infrastructure bill. Mass transit, because the global climate change has to be handled. And let's go to that. Let's go to the climate issues right now. Is anything going to happen? Because really, the fact of the matter is, as we're in this heat wave, that I didn't even exercise today. I was outdoors, but it was like, whew, I think I'll wait till tomorrow. As we're going through this, we need a serious acceleration of global climate change measures in place immediately. Like we should just stop, like I said the other day, we should just stop flying airplanes and I'll take, mass transit. Okay. There's a male leader, and I'm not picking up on this, this is not Joe Biden, but there's a male leader in another country. It's interesting because I'm picking up a lot of other countries picking up a lot of the slack. I think it's finally gotten to the point where they're like, America is way too busy because they have way too many problems. There's a male leader from a foreign country, and then the women, the guys are saying there's a New Zealand too. There's something about New Zealand. So I don't know if they call it a prime minister of New Zealand, but I feel like she's got something to do with global measures being taken. But I don't think America's going to lead on the global climate change front. I really don't, on just having, solutions put in place. And we've missed an opportunity on that. So these global climate change measures will be put in place, but not by America. That's sad. The temperance is like, we're going to have to follow them. We're going to have to follow like the European countries, and do the right thing. But it's not going to start with America. Huh. Okay, let's pick 2 more cards for the weekend. What can we expect this weekend? 45 is really in big trouble. There's something that's going to set it off. I'm not sure what it is. What's going to set it off? I wouldn't be surprised if Cuomo has some dirt on 45 and that's what we're going to find out. I kind of feel like he's got a couple aces up his sleeve in terms of getting him indicted. Wouldn't we like to see that? Then he wouldn't be so bad in our eyes. Cuomo, I mean. Okay, so for the next couple of days, the hangman came up again. That indicates we all need to be praying. We all need to be praying. We all need to, if you don't believe in prayer, just intend it. Send positive vibes. Have a positive vision. This is for the next few days. Know that the higher power is working overtime. The 5 of Swords, this is indicating to me, honestly, I haven't talked about him for a while. McCarthy, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Hawley, and that the other guy, Gomer, they were involved in the insurrection. We're going to find out more about that. The Princess of Cups. This is just representing the female energy, like the Liz Cheney energy, and I'm getting a little bit of Hillary Clinton energy too, that she's got some dirt too. That would be intriguing. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I so enjoy being together, and I so look forward to when I have 1,000 subscribers so we can go live, because I used to go live on Facebook with this, and it was always fun. So help me do that if you could. Subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe if you want. If you would like to book a personal reading, it's AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. Two more things. Tarot from the Castle is a tarot class that's 8 weeks long. You will be certified as a tarot card reader when you complete it. It's available live streamed. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com is where to contact me if you have any questions. You also can go to hammondcastle.org and sign up there for the tarot class. You'll be a tarot card reader. You'll love it. It's so fun. And Church of Spiritualities every week on Facebook Live, Annette Dion, and just come watch. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's 1 hour. Okay, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon, and hopefully we'll see you at Church of Spirituality. Be well. Bye.